Hello, Durud and Shalom. Hi, guys. We're dealing with this idiot here again. Again, I really think that this man's poison needs to be responded to. So I know he's difficult to watch, but I make it easier for you. I do make it easier for you because I will respond to his bullshit. How's my audio? Do you guys hear me? I want to make sure that we don't have technical difficulties like before. Amir is here as usual, always ready. Thank you so much, Amir. And Sarah is here. Thank you so much. Leo is here. And who's this? Tema. Hi, Tema. Tema is here. Okay. Now I understand. Right. Sarah, hi. Is my audio good? Everything good? Let's just get started.
Other states. In a word, they are a regional player. They're a
He's talking about Israel. He's talking about Israel.
Finance and influence and military strength, but also they project power into other countries.
Okay. So let me go back here a little bit. He's talking about Israel being afraid of a strong Iran as a rival.
Across the Middle East, in Syria, in Iraq, in Bahrain, in Saudi's eastern province, in the northwest coast of Yemen. If Iran is a stable, prosperous country, not only are they a hub of power and culture and finance and influence and military strength, but also they project power into other countries. They can influence the affairs in other states.
That would be a good thing for Israel. Oh my God, this guy. So he says, like, if Iran becomes powerful, Iran, not the Islamic Republic. I know that this fucker can't tell the difference. If Iran becomes powerful, that would be good for Israel because the Iranian people's influence in the region would be completely aligned with Israel's interests against these Islamic terrorists. It would bring stability to the Middle East. Stability is good for Israel. Israel doesn't want war. Israel wants stability and peace. And Iran could help Israel with that if Iran becomes free.
Military strength, but also...
Hey, look at this. Nara is here. Who else? I saw Sarah. Okay, Shauna is here. Fantastic. Sister T2. Amethy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Also, they project power into other countries. They can influence the affairs in other states. In a word, they are a regional player. They're a regional power. This is what Israel will not tolerate.
But like, how ironic, because Israel is doing exactly the same. And dude, at this point, I don't really care what Israel wants. We have nothing to do with it.
What is it? What the fuck is ironic about it? Like, okay, guys, there's three separate things, and both of these retards don't understand it. We have Israel, we have the Iranian people, and we have the Islamic Republic. Israel has no issue with Iran becoming a power in the region, as long as it's Iran, not the Islamic Republic. It would benefit Israel. Israel should be concerned about the Islamic Republic becoming a power in the region because that power wants to wipe out Israel. Why is it hypocrisy? Why is it a hypocrisy? Why is it hypocritical for Israel to want to stand against a force that has clearly declared its intentions to destroy Israel? How is that hypocritical? You're like, hey, imagine, guys, imagine if somebody is planning to kill me. I'm like, guys, this motherfucker is trying to kill me. And then you ignore me. And then I go try to train. I try to get armed. I go teach myself how to use weapons to protect myself from this inevitable attack. And then I still come to you and be like, hey, this motherfucker is arming. He's training and he's getting ready to come kill me. And then you, being the retard that you are, come to me like, oh my God, well, you are doing the same thing. Look at you. You're also training. Why is it wrong for him to get powerful, but not for you? Because his intentions are different than mine. I'm defending my life. He wants to kill me. How do you not can't you tell the fucking difference? Like, well, the Islamic Republic is trying to be powerful. Well, so does Israel. Islamic Republic is trying to be more influential in the region. Well, so does Israel. These things are not the same. One of them is a pan-Islamic death cult with global expansionist agenda. The other one is just trying to survive. There's a difference between these two. Why don't you get it?
Them, we have nothing to do with Iran. I almost feel like we have more in common with like Iranians than with like Israelis. Like, seriously, can we just stop talk about this, and can we just tell this country, no matter what country, of course now it's Israel, can we just tell them, dude, we want peace. If you don't want peace, fine, you go fight your own wars. You're not allowed to use your weapons anymore, because if you do,
if you want peace in the Middle East, Israel is the only one who who can get you there. Israel is the only country in the Middle East that could bring you peace. Look at this retard at the bottom left. Who's this guy? Look at this retard at the bottom left. Israel has never started a war. Every single fucking war that Israel has been involved with has been in defense. It was in response to somebody waging war against it.
cut all ties with you, and we should have done this already 20 years ago, 40 years ago. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. What are the benefits from us, from like fighting these wars, from like being there in the region? And also, like, by the way, Israel's like being one.
By the way, guys, we got a message. We got a Truth Social from President Trump. Let me just quickly go to this one, and we'll come back to these two idiots after. Okay, let's take a look at President Trump's Truth Social post saying Iran must agree. This was from 20 minutes ago, apparently, saying Iran must agree that they will never have a nuclear weapon or bomb. The Hormuz Strait must be immediately open, no tolls for unrestricted shipping traffic in both directions. Let me watch your, okay. All water mines bombs, if any, will be terminated. We have removed through detonation numerous such mines with our great underwater minesweepers. Iran will complete the immediate removal and or detonation of any mines that are left, which will not be many. Ships caught in the strait due to our amazing and unprecedented naval blockade, which will now be lifted, may start the process of heading home. Say hello to your wives, husbands, parents, and families from me, your favorite president. The enriched material, sometimes referred to as nuclear dust, which is buried deep underground with virtually collapsed mountains caused by our powerful B-2 bomber attack 11 months ago, sitting on top of it, will be unearthed by the United States. Ooh. Which it is agreed is the only country, along with China, with the mechanical capability of doing so. Oh my God. In close coordination and conjunction with the Islamic Republic of Iran, plus the International Atomic Energy Agency, and destroyed. No, oh my God, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. No money will be exchanged until further notice. Other items of far less importance have been agreed to. I will be meeting now in the Situation Room to make the final determination. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. And Trump is currently in the Situation Room right now, according to Amit in the chat. Oh, guys, why is your chat small? Every time your chat is small, from now on, remind me to make it bigger so people can read it easily. Keep in mind, yeah, exactly. Takes it. Guys, none of this, there's no agreement. These are basically what President Trump wants. And that means we will either have full surrender or war. Do you understand here? This is the most important part of it. Nothing, but don't treat this as a deal. This is not a deal. Nothing has been signed, but we have maximum demands of the Islamic Republic. Guys, this is the most important part. Okay, not China, not the Islamic Republic, the United States. President Trump, what he wants is for the United States to come and get the nuclear dust. The Islamic Republic either cannot agree to this, or if they do, it's over for them. It's not the Islamic Republic anymore. See, yeah, Texas is saying Iran must agree, meaning that we have no agreement, meaning that if we have an agreement, it would be an agreement for United States to do such level of humiliation to the Islamic Republic, which, as it stands right now, the Islamic Republic will not be able to tolerate this level of humiliation. And if it does, it will be the end of them. It will have no more stand legitimacy among us. Like, imagine, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? How would you sell this to pro-regime Iranians? They came and killed the supreme leader. And in response, we allowed them to come walk within Iran and just come in and take our enriched uranium. There is either no way that the Islamic Republic could agree to this, and even so, if somehow they managed to do that, that would be basically make them collapse from within. Yeah, exactly. Over my Durka body. Okay. Amazing. This is so good. This is good. No deal. No deal. As of right now, the red lines are as red as they used to be. This means that President Trump has not budged even a tiny bit. This means that President Trump has not budged a tiny bit, and there is no way the Islamic Republic could agree to any of this. And even if they did, it wouldn't be the Islamic Republic anymore. This is written in a way to demand what of the Islamic Republic, something that it cannot give. Something that it cannot give. The Islamic Republic fears loss of legitimacy among its own followers more than it fears United States. As much as it fears United States, it fears loss of legitimacy among its followers even more. So I don't see how they could agree to this. And not only that, this would require the only leverage of the Islamic Republic to be taken away from them in response to them getting nothing in return. Did you read this with regards to opening the Strait of Hormuz? Like, imagine the Islamic Republic agreeing to, like, sure, let's go open the Strait of Hormuz and we will actually remove some of the mines, and in return you give us nothing. This would be the most humiliating thing for the Islamic Republic to agree to. Okay, and nothing is impossible. So I'm just going to say that based on the current political situation in Iran, this seems like an impossible deal for the Islamic Republic to agree to. One, but even if somehow they manage to come up with a trick, and I know there's a couple of tricks that they could pull off. One of the tricks that the Islamic Republic can do to basically give in to this deal, which is very, very hard, is to just blame it all on Pezeshkian. This is the whole point of bringing the internet back, to say, look, Pezeshkian is doing it's the evil ways of the Jewish infiltrators, Pezeshkian. So that's the only trick that the Islamic Republic has to try to bend the knee. But I can tell you, based on what I'm seeing by the pro-regime people, it will like many of them will not buy it. This would be humiliating. All right, so are we good with this? Do you guys have any questions, or should we go back to like we will go back to this and talk about this in detail pretty soon on Iran Revolution Live? We could go back to Nick Fuentes, or you guys want to keep talking about this? Yeah. Okay, see, Texas saying, I've said it before, but what if Pezeshkian has been the negotiator all along? So Pezeshkian is not the negotiator, but the Pezeshkian is the mask. Pezeshkian can be the mask of the negotiator. Whoever the negotiator is, whoever the real negotiator is, does not want to take the blame for bending the knee. There is no way that Pezeshkian is the decision maker. But Pezeshkian could be the mask of whoever is making the decisions, they don't want to take responsibility. And the role of Pezeshkian is for him to basically take the bullet for the real people in charge. So say, is it possible he's in secret? No, because he has no leverage. For you to have that much influence, you have to have leverage. You have to have power, some sort of a power. And Pezeshkian has no power. He doesn't have military power. He doesn't have connections. He doesn't have financial power. And he doesn't have the support of pro-regime people. So given that he has no leverage, that means he has no power. Given that he has no power, that means that he's not making the decisions. Oh, thank you so much. We got our first super chat. The Persian Noah saying Sob Bekhair, basically Sob Bekhair means good morning. Saying Sob Bekhair, my friend, hope you're well. Thank you, Noah. Thank you so much. Yep, 1 out of 10. Thank you, Amir, for counting. So somebody saying, how can the IRGC even honor this? They can't. Any sign, any regime officials that even slightly hints that this is even close to acceptable will be forever hated as a traitor by pro-regime Iranians. This would be anyone even hinting that this is acceptable. That statement, that acceptance would be seen as treason. Yeah, no worries, Texas. Texas, thank you for always being in the chat and reminding people when what's actually happening. Like when there's no deal, nothing has been signed. These are conditional. You do a really good job in reminding, like making sure that the chat calms down when they're panicking. I really appreciate you doing that, Texas. That's really helpful. Thank you for that. All right, go. Are we going back to Nick Fuentes? By the way, guys, if you want, like, here, I really like responding to the garbage that these people put out there, because I think I don't see anybody responding to them as effectively as I do, right? And I'm being honest here. I don't want to be humble about this. I've seen other people responding to Piers Morgan and Nick Fuentes, and they don't do as a good job as we do here. So I think this is important. Because let me tell you something. The anti-Israeli narrative in the United States is growing. And United States is if you want to save Iran, the people who are the anti-Israeli camp in United States growing will mean that we will have less political leverage in United States. So you might think that me responding to Piers Morgan and Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson and Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur as like it's a separate topic from Iran. It's not a separate topic from Iran, because the anti-Israeli camp in the United States are the anti-Iranian camp. And if we can, in United States, we can't lose this fight. The isolationists, the anti-Israelis on both the left and the right, we need to defeat them because they're our enemies. They're not just Israel's enemies; they're also the Iranian people's enemies. Do you see the relevance to Iran here? These are the people who are against military operations against the Islamic Republic. Defending Israel in the United States is defending Iran. This is what I've been saying for the past 5 years on the Persian channel. And 5 years ago, people didn't understand what I was saying, but now they do. Now everybody gets it in Iran. Defending Israel in the United States and defending Israel as a whole is the same thing as defending Iran and the Iranian people. And that's why we need to respond to this garbage over here. I know this is hard to look at this garbage. I know it's hard to listen to this garbage. But we need to do this. This needs a responding to. And Sarah, thank you so much. This is number 2, super chat number 2. So thank you for that. Wait, let me see here. Yes. So Sarah saying you changed gears from Persian to English quickly. Love you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, guys. So I was just doing a Persian show right before I came here. Yeah, you changed gears from Persian to English quickly. Love you. Oh, thank you. Love you too, Sarah. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you for being our voice and spreading knowledge. Armina Boy Sharaf Javid Shah. Oh, I just was called Boy Sharaf by Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah Boy Sharaf as well. That was so sweet. Thank you. Oh, that was wholesome. I like that. And I saw 2 comments here. I just want to acknowledge them. Thank you so much. Vanessa saying, Armin does the best job informing us and explaining everything. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And we love Armin yelling and calling them fucking idiots. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. All right. And then we also have Sketch here. Sketch is saying, as long as it's not only Piers Morgan, that can get repetitive. True. That's why I brought Nick Fuentes. You have to have a variation of the retarded. Yes. So yeah, we need to take a break from this. Once we finish this video, I might go to TYT a little bit. Okay. And respond to them as well. Anna Kasparian and Chink Yuger. Armin is Boy Shara. Thank you. Thank you. Boy Shara. Oh, thank you guys. That's very sweet.
One big hypocrite, because they are allowed to do many things. They are allowed to have like nuclear weapons. They are allowed to have like the most powerful weapons. But if another country wants to have this, then it's not okay. It's not fine, and they should like be invaded by Israel and by us as well, because we have to help our greatest.
Invaded by Israel? You fucking idiot! When has Israel invaded any place else that is not theirs? Israel has given up land for the sake of peace. You don't even know what invasion fucking means. Look at this. Like, guys, look at this person with the flag of America behind him saying the most anti-American bullshit out there. We need to respond to this.
People are so done with this. And then I'm not even talking about as well like the powerful Israel lobby in our country, because that's also like a big problem. But this is just where people they don't want this. People, do you really believe that, for example, someone who lives in like Tennessee or someone who just lives in like Oklahoma or something, do you really think that the person like this voted for like going to fight a war on behalf of Israel? Of course not. Like, what does these people? They have nothing to do with it. It's so stupid. And again, like, I don't want to repeat myself the whole time, but isn't it like how ironic as well that like with this guy, Donald J. Trump, who said that he would never start a new war anymore, that he would make America great again. He is now destroying the United States of America. He's destroying the worldwide economy, and he's fighting a war on behalf of Israel again. Like what can we do to like change this? Seriously, I have so many questions, because this will continue forever, and this has to stop. No other country in the world should tell us what we should do, if we should fight a war in favor of them. It's nonsense. We are the United States of America. We are the boss, not them. Or at least I think it's almost like the other way around, sadly. But we should change this. We should be the ones who...
It guys, the Jews with their scheming ways from behind the scenes controlling the world. Fuck you.
Are in power again, because then we are like a real independent country. Now we're almost like a little dog towards a way smaller country. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Can we stop this, and can we actually put America first instead of like using this stupid slogan, but still we're being used by a way smaller country? I'm getting so tired by this.
My God, this guy is so low IQ. It's actually kind of funny. You know, this guy is at the bottom left. It's kind of funny how retarded he is. Wait, Rory. By the way, I already responded to this nonsense like a million times regarding how supporting Israel is America first. So I'm like, he's just getting repetitive. Rory gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, Rory. Saying, I don't know if you know this, but President Trump just posted. Yep, we went over his. Thank you, Rory, for letting us for wanting to bring us up to date. I appreciate that. And yeah, we did respond to it. And thank you for the super chat.
And it was promulgated in the 1980s. Israel's grand strategy is that they will not accept the existence of powerful Muslim or Arab states in their periphery. This is why they destroy.
I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why, guys. Guys, I have a question. Do you think once Israel was founded as a modern nation state, do you think if the Muslim and Arab countries around Israel were like, oh, happy birthday, welcome to the neighborhood, glad to have you here, want to trade, want to do business, want to do military cooperation, want to exchange tourists? If that happened in this imaginary world, all the Arab Muslim neighbors of Israel, they're like, hey, let's do business, let's do trade, let's coordinate on security, let's invest in each other, let's exchange tourists with each other. Do you think Israel would be like, I can't tolerate you around me, you guys need to go, all of you guys, we need to somehow attack you, we can't tolerate you being stronger? Do you think Israel would have been like, let's just attack these Arab Muslim countries around us if that was the reaction? What do you guys think? Do you think that's what Israel would do? You fucking moron. Israel was 1 day old as a modern nation state in the format that it is right now, because it's ancient. Israel is ancient, but Israel, as it is right now as a modern nation state, was 1 day old. When 6 armies attacked it from all sides, trying to announce, they didn't even wait. They're like, hey, here's happy birthday. For your birthday, we would like to kill every single one of you. How about that? Israel was defending itself from day one. All of this time, like, oh, Israel cannot tolerate Arab and Muslim powers around it in the region. I wonder why. Did it just willy-nilly decided they're like, hey, I don't like you, these countries around my region. They want to annihilate Israel. And they didn't hide it. They never hide it. Israel will have, guys, do you know it's actually within the interest of a country to have powerful neighbors? Do you know if you have neighbors that are friendly to you, them growing and becoming more powerful is actually within your interest? Ask Canada. It's not a loss. It's a win-win. If your neighboring country's army is growing and you're friends with them, that's actually good. That's free extra security in your neighborhood. That is not something that you look at. That's not something that you see as a challenge. That's not a negative. You see that as a positive. You're like, oh, great. My neighbor's army is growing and we're friends. That's free extra security for you in the region. If the economy of your neighbor is growing, you know what a neighboring country would think, like, ooh, they're getting richer. I wonder if they could afford tourism more to come to my country. I wonder if we're gonna have more billionaires there who want to come invest in my country. I wonder if their purchasing power in my neighbor is going to get higher so I could sell shit to them. Those are the three things I think. I wonder if they're going to be able to afford a bigger army now that their economy is growing, so I get some free extra security in my neighborhood. That's what you think when the normal functioning country right next to you is getting more powerful. Those are the things you think. If they're getting richer, you don't think like, shit, when they're getting richer, I don't want them to get richer. You're like, that means that they're going to afford tourism more, come to my country. That means that they're going to be able to invest more. Those investors, how could I get their investors to come invest in my country? That means that they're going to have a higher purchasing power. So how could I sell stuff to that country that is right next to me? That means that they're going to be able to afford a bigger army, and they're going to help me with the security in the neighborhood, and I'm going to be able to get free extra security. Those are the four things that I think of when I see my neighbor is getting richer. I don't see it as a threat. I only see it as a threat if their population there is infected by a fucking mind virus that wants to kill Jews. That's when I think, that's when it becomes a threat. Guys, these are perfect responses, if I may say so myself, and I allow myself. These are fucking perfect responses to this bullshit. Nobody breaks this down like this. Nobody breaks it down like this. It requires you to know not just politics, but also like econ and finance, actually.
Destroyed Syria. This is why they destroyed Iraq. This is why they destroyed Libya.
Syria? Iraq? Are you fucking kidding? Listen to this.
Muslim or Arab states in their periphery. This is why they destroyed Syria. This is why they destroyed Iraq.
Nick. These are the worst examples you could have come up with. Syria and Iraq. Why was Israel involved with military operations in Syria and Iraq? Can somebody mention it in the chat so I could see if you guys get it? This is not debated. This is not disputed, what I'm about to tell you. Syria was about to get a nuclear fucking bomb. You know who stopped it? Israel. Iraq was about to get a nuclear fucking bomb. You know who stopped it? Israel. You know what the response of the rest of the world should be? Two responses. Thank you, Israel. 1, 2, please forgive us, Israel, for our shitty governments that stood by and almost allowed Iraq and Syria to become nuclear weapon countries, and none of them had the fucking balls to do anything about it except you. The entire world owes you because you were the only country that stopped Iraq and Syria to get to nuclear weapons. The entire world was watching it, and you're the only country that took action. You're the only country that stopped it. Guys, nothing that I'm saying, it's even disputed, not even by anti-Israelis. This is fact. This is fact. The only thing you need to know to realize how indebted the whole world is to Israel is the tale of 4 countries: Syria, Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. North Korea was in the process of getting a nuclear weapon. What did the world do about that? What weapon did the world use against North Korea to try to stop that? Negotiations, diplomacy, political pressure. Guys, did that work? That did not work. The problem with North Korea is that we didn't have a version of Israel next to North Korea that had the balls to do what Israel does in the Middle East. The problem with North Korea is that North Korea is not a direct enemy of Israel. So Israel was not there to save the world against North Korea becoming a nuclear power. North Korea's problem right now is the result of people resorting to negotiations and diplomacy rather than fucking shit up when things are escalating and your enemies are turning into nuclear powers. But Iraq and Syria were in Israel's neighborhood. And Israel's response to Iraq and Syria trying to get nuclear weapons was fuck no. Fuck no. And Israel stopped it from happening. Israel stopped it from happening. Israel was also working with India to try to stop Pakistan from becoming a nuclear weapon country. But unfortunately, India chickened out at last minute. Right? But Israel was in the process of working with India to avoid that from happening as well. But imagine what world we would be living in if Iraq at Saddam's times had a nuclear weapon and Syria at Assad's time had a nuclear weapon. Nobody did anything about it except Israel. And now the world, not only the world didn't learn this lesson, when it comes to the Islamic Republic in Iran, the world is trying North Korea's way, and Israel is going with the model that worked in Iraq and Syria. And the whole world is trying to stop Israel from what Israel does best. Has anybody explained this the way to you the way I just did? It becomes so clear how much the world needs Israel if you put these countries and what happened to them next to each other. Syria, Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. Has anybody explained it this way? Because it becomes so clear why the whole world needs Israel when I explain it like that to you. We got 2 super chats. Thank you guys. Much appreciated. You guys are very kind. And we're already halfway there with our super chat goals. We are at 5. Again, for people who are new here, our super chat counter is broken. It's not working. So Amir is counting for us. So Sayed is saying, thank you, Armin. All of your shows are great. I am watching every show. Well, thank you, Sayed. I appreciate that. I know because we go into so much detail, it's more of a niche topic. Like you need to be like somewhat more nerdy to be interested in what I'm saying here. But I rather us go deep and get nerdy with geopolitics. And even though that might sacrifice that would like lower the growth of our channel, I think quality wise it means that we have like a higher level of intelligence and a more informed audience if the level of discussions that we have here is higher. Yeah, so somebody's saying, oh, we're nerdy. Okay, that's good. That's the type of audience I want. If I had to go between geopolitically nerdy and lower number or higher number but like surface level, I would go with geopolitically nerdy. And look, Texas is telling us to thank you, Texas, always supporting us, saying like, share. So yeah, let's go, guys, let's go like and share, and I'll do all of that so that we could go nerd hunting, so we could bring them here, like hunting in a good way. Like we need to find more people who are like us and are interested in discussing these things in such depth to come find our channel. And then we have Amir. Thank you so much for the super chat. Amir saying Muslims proven to Thank you, Amir. By the way, thank you also for counting everything. Muslims proven to try steal what they could from us. Muslim proven to try to steal what they could from us. Yeah. Appropriate response, in my opinion, is to take what's theirs. If the Arabian Sea, let's dub it the Persian Sea. Persian Sea. So I wouldn't want to go use their own tactics, right? Because I think that from the position that we already have a very strong position when it comes to saying the Persian Gulf has always been the Persian Gulf. I don't want to. I think if we do that, then they will find more political legitimacy to what they're doing with the Persian Gulf, right? So the Arabian Sea is the Arabian Sea, and I also want to. This is something Goldie and I agree on, is that we have to make the case that when we say the Persian Gulf is the Persian Gulf, not the Arabian Gulf, this is not an anti-Arab position, right? And we say like, look, we're not trying to. I think actually in my opinion, it works better when we say like, look, the Arabian Sea, we're not trying to rename that to the Persian Sea. So that is a strong argument against anybody who wants to tell us that, oh, you're just against the Arabian Sea because you're anti-Arab racist. Like, fuck no. Why we're not anti-Arab racist, because what if we were, why are we okay with the Arabian Sea just remaining the Arabian Sea, right? That would be our argument. Also, if we say that, then we're gonna lose a lot of our allies, right? If we basically make it difficult for people to see that we're not anti-Arab, we have a lot of Arab allies. We have 3% of the Iranian population is Arab, and they're on our side against the Islamic Republic. And then we have more Arabs in the region around the Persian Gulf supporting our cause. We have Arab Zionists. We have Arabs who are supporting Prince Reza Pahlavi, and we want to make sure we're not alienating them. Yeah, leave it as is. Yeah, sorry, I was saying yes, leave it as is.
This is why they destroyed.
Yeah, I agree. Islam is anti-Arab and anti-human. Exactly. We see the Arabs as not our enemy, but we see the Arabs as the first victims of Islam. Arabs were the first victims of Islam.
Libya. This is why they pacified Egypt, because all of these countries.
Yeah, guys, it wasn't because Egypt. you know, Sketch, you're right. This person is definitely not this retarded. He knows that Egypt tried to wipe out Israel. You tried to pacify Egypt. I wonder why. It's not like Egypt was trying to completely wipe out Israel and they failed. I was like, oh no, why are you trying to pacify us? Well, maybe because you were trying to completely wipe Israel off the map. I think that might have something to do with it.
They destroyed Libya. This is why they pacified Egypt, because all of these countries were strong Arab dictatorships with a powerful bureaucracy, a powerful authoritarian state, a big military, allied with one another. And Israel could not accept that they would have to contend with rival powers. So their preference is to destabilize those countries. Their preference is to dismember those countries, turn them into statelets. They want to break them apart. They want to degrade and weaken them so that they will be under the control of Israel rather than exerting influence on the region or Israel itself. Okay. So they have had Iran in their sights for decades, and they want to destroy Iran. This is why Iran has nukes. This is why
they want to destroy Iran. You know what's destroying Iran, you fucking piece of shit? The Islamic Republic is destroying Iran. You know who wants to destroy Iran? You want to destroy Iran. Somebody send me that clip, because this fucker wished that the Islamic Republic would suppress the Iranian people even more. He, on his show, directly said, I hope he the Islamic Republic kills as many Iranian people as necessary. to be able to remain in power. That's what this fucker said. I mean, guys, what is a country? What is a nation other than the people? It is Israel against Iran? The Islamic Republic is not Iran. The Iranian people are Iran. The Iranian people are against the Islamic Republic. So there's nothing if in fact Israel has been the best friend and aid to the Iranian people and Iran as a country. What's destroying Iran is the Islamic Republic. And the Islamic Republic is the enemy of the Iranian people, and the Islamic Republic is the enemy of Israel. So Israel, by trying to destroy the Islamic Republic, it's the main instrument to saving and liberating the Iranian people and liberating Iran.
Israel itself. So they have had Iran in their sights for decades, and they want to destroy Iran. This is why Iran has nukes. This is why Iran has missiles.
Wait a minute. Iran has nukes? Not yet, you fucking idiot. Like, what the hell? What are you talking about? This is why Iran, like, you mean the Islamic Republic? Islamic Republic doesn't have nukes. Do you not even follow the news? Like, is this the level of information that you have?
This is why Iran has its network of proxies, because they are in
Terrorist
a power struggle for regional dominance with Israel. If it were up to us, we would make a deal with Iran. And we would say, look, we can give you every guarantee. We don't want to fight you. We don't want to invade you. You don't threaten us at all. We are threatened now by China. And to elect.
What do you mean you don't threaten us at all? The Islamic Republic has killed more Americans than China. The Islamic Republic has killed more Americans than China. The Islamic Republic has publicly declared the goal of destroying the United States, and they're not fucking kidding. The CCP, as big of a threat as it is, has never declared that it wants to wipe out the United States off the map, and it probably doesn't want to, because their economy will collapse if that happens. You know, I'm against the CCP as much as anyone else, but the CCP does not want to destroy the United States. Well, at least not in the current condition that the world is, because that would destroy China as well. In fact, the CCP, if the Islamic Republic ever could destroy the United States, the CCP will come and stop it, as much as try to stop it, because that would destroy China's economy as well. Yeah, the Islamic Republic is the main threat against not just the United States, but the whole world.
Lesser extent, Russia, and we're preoccupied with things in our own hemisphere. Ever since, let's say, 2014, when the Donbass war started and the Crimean annexation happened, the United States could have went to Iran and said, look, the Middle East is not even the most important theater of war for us anymore.
And they would be like, and imagine if you did that. Imagine you went to the Islamic Republic and said, like, you know what, we don't want the Middle East. You know, this is not important to us. And the Islamic Republic, oh really? Okay, great. Then move out of here, and then we don't have to fight. This is the political understanding of a child. Like, I mean, again, I know he's pretending, but at least what he's pretending is like a 5-year-old's understanding of what's happening in the Middle East. Well, maybe 10, I don't know, maybe 8, but not any higher. The Islamic Republic, if you pull out of the Middle East, it's not going to stop the Islamic Republic from being your enemy. It's just going to embolden them to take over all of the Middle East, and then use all of the resources of the Middle East to wage war against the United States. The whole point of the pan-Islamic movement that replaced the pan-Arabist movement is to create a pan-Islamic political bloc in the Middle East and North Africa against the West in the way that the Soviet Union was. I want you to understand this, okay? I really need you to understand this. So pay close attention to this. As the Soviet Union was getting weaker and eventually fell, the point of the pan-Arabism movement was to be a force against the United States in the same way. So we had one political bloc, which was the Soviet Union and all of its proxies. And that was during the Cold War. That was the main force against the United States. The Pan-Arabists were trying to recreate that in their own image, an empire based on being Arab, not Muslim, being Arab, under the leadership of Abdel Nasser, Kemal Abdel Nasser. And that failed because of, guess who? Israel. Oh, Jamal Abdel Nasser, sorry. Jamal Abdel Nasser, not Kemal Abdel Nasser, Jamal Abdel Nasser. That failed. And because of the failure of the Pan-Arab movement, what happened is that the Pan-Islamist movement had a comeback. The Pan-Islamist movement had been defeated because of the fall of the Ottoman Empire. And now, because of the failure of the Pan-Arabist movement, the Pan-Islamist movement came in to take over and continue the goal of the Pan-Arabist movement, but under Islamic unity rather than Arab unity. And the main push for that was Sayyid Qutb under the ideology of Muslim Brotherhood. And that also failed. And then we had a third attempt, which we are right now in the middle of. And again, guys, nobody breaks this down in gives you such a complete picture, but also in a way that you can understand it the way I'm doing it, right? So listen to all of this and try to memorize this so that you could explain this to other people. The third attempt was the Pan-Islamist movement copying the Muslim Brotherhood ideology from those ideas came from Sayyid Qutb in Egypt. Nawab Safavi, which was an Iranian Shia mullah, went to Egypt and took all of these ideas from him and brought it to Iran. And Nawab Safavi caused his idea inspired Khomeini and Khamenei, which eventually led to the 1979 Islamic Revolution. And the Shia ideology, because it had more of a revolutionary software, as a revolutionary branding, managed to be more successful, where the Pan-Arabist and Pan-Sunni Islamist movement failed. The Shia method worked, and the Islamic Republic became the center of the Palestinian cause, or the axis of resistance. And the whole goal has always been to turn the Middle East and North Africa as a geopolitical bloc, just like the Soviet Union was, against America. But all three of these movements had a problem. The Pan-Arabist movement, trying to unite all Arabs in the region against America, had a problem. It was Israel. Israel stopped them. They tried to destroy Israel. Israel defeated all of them. The Sunni Pan-Islamic movement also understood, for this dream to be able to be successful, they need to first destroy Israel. They tried to destroy Israel. Israel destroyed them instead. And now the Islamic Republic in Iran, as a third attempt, the Shia Pan-Islamic movement, is now going through the same motions, trying to remove Israel so they could go to their actual goal, which is creating this geopolitical military bloc against the United States. And they all understood that Israel is the problem, and they can't do this because of Israel. And their framing of it is that the whole point of Israel, this is their framing. All three of them had this framing. That Israel is an American invention trying to stop us from becoming an empire that would challenge the United States. So that was their understanding. And you can see from their perspective why they think that, because whether or not the United States did this for this reason, it worked. I mean, this was not a U.S. plan. United States only started supporting, not created by United States. United States only started supporting Israel after they saw how effective they are at killing Americans' enemies. So this is a conspiracy, but this is false information. But at the end of the day, Israel did manage to be the main obstacle in the path of these imperialists, this Arab and Islamic imperialists, to create the powerful force that they had in mind against the United States. Every single time it was Israel that stopped it. So this delusion of coming out and saying, oh, if we could just go to the Islamic Republic and say, hey, we don't want to mess with you, and then the Islamic Republic will basically be like, okay, if you have no problem with us, we don't have a problem with you, is delusional and doesn't understand even the very foundation and DNA and ideology of what is behind the Islamic Republic. Like, anybody who believes that does not understand how the Islamic Republic came into being and what the whole purpose is. This is why the Palestinian cause has never been about creating a nation state in Palestine, in Israel. There is no such thing as the Palestinian nation state, and this has never even been the goal. This has always been an excuse to destroy Israel all the fucking time. And the pan-Arabists who invented the so-called Palestinian cause admitted that. They admitted that. And I even have a quote. Let me play this. I'll go find the quote.
And we would have given Iran guarantees, sanctions relief. They would have given up their nuclear arsenal if they did not have to worry about Israel armed to the teeth with F-35s. And
that is not true. The nuclear weapons are mostly for the United States, not for Israel.
Sanctions relief. They would have given up their nuclear arsenal if they did not have to worry about Israel armed to the teeth with F-35s and nuclear missiles waiting to undermine and destroy their country. And we could have had a deal with them. They would have balanced with Saudi Arabia. They could have had collective security, economic interdependence with their neighbors, and it would not have even been a problem. And we could have solved it last year. We could have solved it this year. But every single time we meet at the negotiating table with Iran, it is always Israel behind the scenes that is sabotaging the process, leaking the details of the discussions, trying to poison pill the deal by creating their own red lines about what they are willing to accept. Creating provocations, antagonizing Iran, harassing them, conducting operations inside their territory, like cyber attacks, assassinations of civilian officials, industrial sabotage. They've done it for years. And so you cannot understand the current conflict or where it's going or the trajectory without understanding that we would not even be here if it wasn't for Israel. So ask yourself, where are we going? We were not in a war with Iran a year and a half ago. And 5 years before that, we were in a deal with Iran. And 5 years before that, we had actually a working relationship with Iran on this deal. But what got us to this point? It was this concerted effort over the long term by Israel to poison this relationship so that after a period of 10, 15 years, our only option increasingly is war. In 2015, 2013, we had a lot of options about how we wanted to go about this. But every step down this path has narrowed the field of possibilities. And so after Trump ripped up the deal, we had fewer options. And
so guys, I found a quote. So this is the pan-Arabist. Okay, so here. There's a guy here. Let me bring this over here. This is one of the Zahir Mohsen, a senior PLO leader. So remember PLO, back then they were more pan-Arabist. This is the initial phases of the Palestinian cause movement. So these people were Muslim, but they were more pan-Arabist than pan-Islamist. So just to make you understand is that pan-Islamist means that creating an empire based on the identity of being a Muslim, and our unity is based on Islam. Pan-Arabist means that we're creating an empire that is based on being Arab, and our unity, the identity that connects us as being Arab. Okay? So if you're the pan-Islamist movement would consider, for example, somebody from Bangladesh as part of this community, or someone from Malaysia and Indonesia as part of this community. But the Pan-Arabists would not. The Pan-Arabist movement would not consider somebody from Indonesia or Bangladesh or Afghanistan or Pakistan to be part of the Pan-Arabist empire. But they would consider a Christian Arab or a communist atheist Arab to be part of the Pan-Arabist empire, right? So the unity is based on being Arab. So the PLO, exactly, the Arab Nazism, exactly, Amir. So Pan-Arabism is based on Arab supremacy and Arab supremacist, expansionist, imperialist idea, which makes it very, 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 very similar to Nazism. Okay, and they were also socialists. The Pan-Arabists were also socialists, which makes it even closer to Nazism, right? So the PLO was mostly Pan-Arabists, which were the founders of the Palestinian cause. And let me read you this quote from one of their senior leaders of the PLO back in 1977, with the admission of what the Palestinian cause is about. Okay. So this is from Zahir Mohsen, a senior PLO leader who in an interview with a Dutch newspaper in March 1977, he said this, and I read you the quote, okay? Guys, this is getting really nerdy, but I hope you guys understand, like, you appreciate we providing evidence for this, okay? This is the quote. He said, "The Palestinian people do not exist." Let me read that again. This is a PLO leader, right? This is one of the leaders of the Palestinian cause. The quote starts like this, and I kid you not. "The Palestinian people do not exist. There is no difference between Jordanians, Palestinians, Syrians, and Lebanese. Between Jordanians, Palestinians, Syrians, and Lebanese, there are no differences. We are all part of one people, the Arab nation." And guys, it gets worse. Look at the admission. This is in 1977. He says, "Just for political reasons, we carefully underwrite our Palestinian identity." Listen one more time. "Just for political reasons, we carefully underwrite our political identity because it is of national interest for the Arabs to advocate for the existence of Palestinians, because of its national interest for the Arabs to advocate for the existence of Palestinians to balance Zionism. Yes, the existence of a separate Palestinian identity exists only for tactical reasons." And here's the ultimate admission at the very end. "Once we have acquired all our rights in all of Palestine," all of Palestine means all of the areas that we call Israel from their perspective. "Once we have acquired all our rights in all of Palestine, we must not delay for a moment the reunification of Jordan and Palestine." So he's saying that this is a temporary solution for us to get rid of Israel. And basically, when he says take over all of Palestine, means wipe out Israel. And as soon as that happens, we will basically give up on this whole idea of Palestine, and all of these countries need to be unified. And we have to continue with our Pan-Arabist agenda, because it doesn't even make a meaningful difference for us to distinguish between Palestinian, Syrian, Lebanese. That's all just made up. That's all. It's just a Western concept of nation states. We don't recognize that. We are the Arab Empire. Does that make sense? Let me know if you're understanding all of this. This is like higher level of understanding of what's happening in the Middle East, if you understand what's happening here. We got 3 super chats. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the support. Shri, as always, or Sherry, as always. Shri was someone else. Sherry, as always, supporting us. Very kind, very generous. Saying he is what we call a garden tool. Yes, the pun is intended. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much. And then Sherry with another super chat saying, I want to grow up to be Texas troop. Oh, what a beautiful compliment. What a beautiful compliment. Thank you. Texas, did you hear that? Did you see that? I hope Texas saw that. Thank you. I think she does because she always thanks the people who give super chats. That's so cute. That's so beautiful. Oh, somebody's saying, where did you find this quote? If you search for it, it will show up. And then, because I just when I found it, I copied it and pasted it in my Google Doc. So, but it was in the origin was in a Dutch newspaper. He was being interviewed by a Dutch newspaper. The newspaper was called TROUW. And Sketch, thank you for the super chat. Saying the Great Pan-Arab Israel Accords is greater than Islamic Pan-Arabism. Okay, so this is a joke. This is a good joke that Sketch makes because he's basically suggesting that Israel could bring the Arabs tried to get united and they couldn't, but Israel can unite Arabs under its security umbrella in a way that Arabs couldn't do it themselves, which is true. Wouldn't it be the most ironic thing, beautifully ironic thing in history, if all of these Arab countries who were once trying to unite to attack Israel and they failed to properly unite, eventually got united under the umbrella of the very country that they were trying to destroy? Oh my God. We were trying to destroy this country, but we could never get united. And now this country that we were trying to destroy united us. Okay. Oh my God. Right. That's so beautiful. That would be so. Oh yeah, Texas thing. I did see it. It was so sweet. Oh my God, that would be so beautiful. All right, let's continue with this idiot or this evil fucker, I guess.
After he killed Qasem Soleimani, we had even fewer options. And after Israel engaged in their industrial sabotage,
look at this fucker acting like he's America first. He's blaming President Trump for killing Qasem Soleimani because the Islamic Republic people got upset. They're like, oh, we can't be friends anymore. We had a chance to be friends with Americans, but Trump killed Qasem Soleimani. You know why this is so fucked up? The reason why this is, look at his cup. Let me remove the banner so you can see his cup. You know, it says AF. That AF stands for America First. He pretends to be America First while blaming President Trump for killing the man most responsible for killing Americans. This fucker over here has a cup that says America First on it while looking at the camera and blaming President Trump for killing Qasem Soleimani, which is in modern history is responsible for killing more Americans than anyone else. Why? Because we don't want to make the Islamic Republic officials upset. You know, I know you killed so many American soldiers, but there might be a chance here that we could be friends if we just don't respond and let the people who are killing. Guys, look at this. How pathetic this is. This man who tries to act like he's like, I don't know, strong and the most pro-American. His expectation is for America to allow somebody like Qasem Soleimani to continue killing Americans just because that might leave us a chance to be friends with these fuckers who are killing American soldiers. Just let him go. We don't want to upset these monsters who are killing our soldiers. There's a chance that we could be friends with them. This is America first. Is this America first? Like the world superpower, the country with the greatest military on the planet, should basically bend the knee and tolerate Qasem Soleimani killing American soldiers just not to upset the mullahs. That's what this man calls America first. Yeah, here, Sketch is saying after Vietnam, not Iran, but the Islamic Republic, after Vietnam, the Islamic Republic killed most Americans, and it has the same backers, China and Russia. And here's how I phrase it. There is no current state, there's no state currently existing, there's no regime, group of people, or state that currently existing that has killed more Americans than the Islamic Republic. Nick Fuentes is an enemy of America. Nick Fuentes is an ally to the Ayatollahs and an enemy to the United States. And more people need to recognize that.
Sabotage and assassinations in the early 2020s, fewer options after that. And after they assassinated 7 IRGC commanders in Syria in 24, and after they killed the leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, in Tehran, fewer options after that, and fewer options after mid.
Ismail Haniyeh, guys, the Ismail Haniyeh, after October 7th, America should have not touched well, I mean, it wasn't America. That was Israel. Like, guys, apparently Israel should have just let Ismail Haniyeh live after October 7th, because we want to give diplomacy another chance after October 7th. I mean, is this guy even for real?
7 IRGC commanders in Syria in 24, and after they killed the leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, in Tehran, fewer options after that, and fewer options after Midnight Hammer, and fewer options after this. Wow. And it's all pointing in one direction.
There is actually fewer options if you just your enemies to just do whatever you want and then you don't respond to it. That would embolden your enemies, you fucking idiot. Have you ever heard of this thing called advertising, demonstrating your deterrence capacity? Isn't this like an public advertisement to all the enemies of America that America just takes it without responding? Wouldn't it, or Israel, like, hey, you just come kill Jews, we don't respond. Wouldn't that invite more aggression towards you?
Which is they want a full-scale war. God only knows what that will look like, if that's going to be a nuclear strike, a ground war, if we're going to arm the Kurds, or we're going to get the UAE and Qatar to invade an island, or something like this, or I should say UAE and Saudi to invade an island. But it's all pointing there because Israel will poison every other possibility. And so this is why I say, you know, people talk about how do we end the war in Iran? They talk about what the United States can do vis-a-vis Iran. We have to talk about what we're going to do about Israel. You want to get out of the conflict? Honestly, you need to talk to Israel first. Forget Iran for a few weeks. And we need to forget about negotiating to Iran through Qatar and Pakistan. We need to negotiate with Israel through American. Trump needs.
You know, whenever it gets cut, he's saying Jews. And this person down here on his channel, he cuts it because he thinks that if he says Jews, it would be bad for his channel. So when you see the audio cut, he's saying Jews.
To sit down with Netanyahu, brokered by, like, I don't know, Mark Levin and Bill Ackman, to tell Netanyahu, look, the jig is up. We're not going to war with Iran. And this is just not going to work for the United States. If you do not let us make a peace deal with Iran, we're going to cut you off with foreign aid, or we're going to go after your gangsters in the United States. We're going to crack.
Gangsters in the United States? That he thinks that Israel has Jewish gangsters in the United States? Is that what he's saying? Sketch just gave us a super chat, and guys, this is super chat number 9. So we're only one short for reaching our goal today. Thank you guys for all the support. So Sketch is saying MAGA is greater than America First isolationist, and isolationism is not America First. Yes, and isolationism is America Last, because isolationism is not how America became the powerful country that it is today. And yeah, and thank you, Sketch, for the super chat.
Back down on power at home. That's
See, guys, every time you see the audio cut, this idiot down here has cut the word Jew.
gangsters in the United States. We're going to crack down on power at home.
We're gonna crack. He said we're gonna crack. Look, he just said we're gonna crack down on Jewish power at home. That's what he just said.
That's what you need to do. And I would bet you that if we, in actuality, or if we could give Iran confidence that we have Israel under control, a deal would become easy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like 100% sure. And by the way, many people, they always think that like the Iranians hate us. I really believe that the majority of the Iranians, they don't hate us at all. And maybe, do you know why some of the Iranians hate us? Because we're almost like a sugar daddy towards their biggest enemy. We give so much money and military aid to Israel. This is the reason why they...
Oh my God. Guys, I know Nick Fuentes is not retarded and he's doing all of this on purpose, but come on. This fucker down here, that guy down here is absolutely fucking retarded. Can I have that? Can I have that? Can I please have that as a retard? You know, I know like Sketch gets upset every time I call like Nick Fuentes or Piers Morgan retarded, saying like, no, they're doing this on purpose. Can you give me this one? Can you just give this fucker down here as a retarded person, please? Yes. Can I call him a retard? I mean, look at him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, the Iranian people love United States. And the only thing that makes them angry with United States is United States supporting Israel. You fucking piece of shit. The only complaint that some Iranians have to the United States is like, why can't you be more like Israel? What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, the Iranian people love United States. Okay, and the only complaint that some of them have is like, be more like Israel, please. What are you talking about? Oh my God. What are you talking about? You fucking, like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know my people. Stop speaking on behalf of the Iranian people, you fucking piece of shit. Oh my God. Okay, good. Sketch approves. I agree. That's a retard. Okay, we got him, guys. We got one retard finally. I could safely call somebody a retard now. I mean, let me remove the banner so you could see. Look at that. That is a retard. Okay, that's the face of a retard. Oh my God. Oh, and we got to 11. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the support. Number 10, getting us to the finish line was Sayed. Thank you so much, Sayed, for the super chat. Saying, sure, absolutely, 100%. Okay, good. We have Sayed's approval as well. And then we have Amir moving past our goal for today. Thank you so much with the super sticker. Thank you for the help. And thank you guys for counting in the chat.
They don't like us. If we would stop doing that, they had no problem with us. Like, why would they even be worried about us if we had nothing to do with them and their biggest enemy? Like, they would leave us alone.
Our biggest enemy is the Islamic Republic, you fucking piece of shit. Stop speaking on behalf of the Iranian people. Israel is our ally. Israel has always been our ally. No two countries have the bond that the nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have with each other. It's ancient. It's ancient. The bond between Iran and Israel goes before any of your nation states even existed. It's fucking biblical, motherfuckers. It's in your Bible. Go read it. I mean, some of you are Christian. Go read your Bible. It's even in scripture. We have a mutual enemy. Israel is not our enemy. The Islamic Republic is our enemy. And Israel is the greatest force against it. We're allies. We're the greatest of all allies. You think 47 years of darkness is going to change that? This is nothing but a footnote in history.
So it's so stupid. Many people, they always, exactly what Nick just said.
Oh, yeah. Nara, thank you. Nara for the super chat. Yeah, and okay. Yeah, so some, again, not all, but some. So some Iranians, but they love the United States. United States is the most popular country other than Iran among Iranians. Scientifically collected data and polls show that. So this is actually true, guys. Scientifically collected data shows that other than Iran, the number one favorite country of Iranians is the United States. Okay. So if Iranians right now, if they have any criticism for United States, again, I'm not saying it's justified, but some of them think that they just want United States to be as aggressive against the Islamic Republic as Israel is. And there also some other criticism is what Nara is saying. Don't hold BB June back. Don't hold BB June back. Let BB June cook. Let BB cook. Thank you, Nara.
So true. Many people, they're always like saying, oh, we have to fight Iran because they maybe could start a war against us. Do you know why they could start a war against us? Exactly the same point. Because maybe Israel wants to start a war against them, so they have to like destroy us as well. They have to destroy us to like also like destroy Israel a little bit. Because if
Texas agrees. Okay, interesting. Thank you for telling me, Texas. And yes, people saying, yeah, let BB cook.
To like destroy us as well, they have to destroy us to like also like destroy Israel a little bit, because if we cannot help Israel anymore, they make a better chance to like fight against Israel. So they would have to fight like a two-front war against the United States and against Israel. So we should tell Israel, maybe you should not start a war, and then everything will be fine. Like, long story short, I hope you get
Israel has never started a war. Israel has never started a war. Israel has only finished wars, never started a war. Never has Israel started a war. I challenge you, find me one time, just one time that Israel started a war. A single time. Israel finishes wars. It doesn't start wars.
The point, but it's actually so true. Many people also, like on the mainstream media, they're always talking about the fact that Iran is a threat towards us. Do you know who's a real threat towards us? Israel, because they're dragging us into these stupid wars. Like, if Israel would not start these kind of wars, we would not even be in a war with Iran now. That's the point. Like, Iran didn't start a war with us. We started a war with them, or actually Israel started.
Iran didn't start it. Like, when he says Iran, he means the Islamic regime. They didn't start a war with you. Who the fuck was it that took hostage your staff in the embassy in Tehran within a few days after the beginning of the Islamic regime in Iran? Who the fuck was it that invaded, that took over the US embassy in Tehran and took the Americans hostage? Do you not fucking know your own country's history, you piece of shit? They didn't start a war. They started a war against the United States before the Islamic Republic even existed. The whole point of the Islamic Revolution was to be able to wage war against you.
the war with Iran. That's like the whole point. And no one is talking about this. No one is talking about this. Everyone is almost hiding the fact that like Israel started this war and now we are suddenly in a war with Iran. Do you know why? Because another country who was holding us hostage almost, they started this war and now we have to help them anyway because we're almost being controlled by them. And this is not only my opinion, this is literally what Marco Rubio told us. He literally, remember that he said, we have to help, or we had to attack Iran because Israel was gonna attack Iran anyway, so we had to help them. That literally means, with other words, we don't have an hostage. We don't have another option. We're almost being held hostage by this country. It's so stupid. Can people not, why can so many of these people not see this? And then you have like this fanatic MAGA-based supporters, like the average 65-year-old Trump voters. They really think that we have to destroy Iran. Okay, and then
I'm glad that he's confirming that MAGA does not support this kind of isolationist bullshit.
you destroy Iran. That's almost like impossible. And then after that, what's going to happen, do you think? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Can we focus on our own country? That's more important.
A deal would become a lot easier than it's been. We could work out all the differences. We could have meetings on meetings in third countries and indirect negotiations, direct negotiations. It would just simply happen. And this is where we are. How could you deny it at this point? When the original ceasefire came out, Trump announced it. An hour later, Iran said, we mean a ceasefire in Lebanon too. What did Israel do the next morning? They killed 1,000 people in Lebanon.
What the fuck do you expect Israel to do? Like, oh, Islamic Republic is talking to the United States. I'm not even in the table in the negotiation. And the Islamic Republic is demanding, first of all, you don't even have a fucking deal. Nothing has been signed. So you think that Israel should stop attacking its enemy that is bombing, throwing rockets at its civilians in the northern parts of Israel? I should just be like, oh, I should respect a deal that hasn't even been signed, that I'm not even involved in. I'm an independent fucking nation state. Why the fuck should I care that the Islamic Republic has some demands of the United States that I'm not even involved in when it comes to defending myself against the enemies that are bombing my citizens? I'm sorry. Israel should be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know the Islamic Republic has some demands of United States for nobody to be attacking Hezbollah. I didn't know that. I'll just allow Hezbollah to carry on attacking my civilians. I didn't know that the deal that hasn't even been signed is being discussed between the Islamic Republic and United States. I'm sorry. Carry on, Hezbollah. Kill my citizens. What the fuck are you talking about? Why should Israel just stop attacking Hezbollah because the Islamic Republic has some demands of the United States? Who does that? Guys, this is the best way to learn, by the way. The best way to learn geopolitics in the Middle East is having somebody yell at Nick Fuentes and other retards and other fucking people who are pretending to be retards.
Israel do the next morning, they killed 1,000 people in Lebanon. The next day, after 6 weeks of fighting, Trump says, we have finally achieved a ceasefire. Iran has agreed to it. We're going to open up the strait. We're going to stop bombing them. Iran said, time out. We need a ceasefire in Lebanon too, or else there's no deal.
We didn't. Oh, sorry. We didn't know you wanted that. We didn't know you wanted that. Let's make it happen for you. We didn't know these terrorists had some demands for us to stop killing other terrorists. Oh my God, sorry. Okay. Let's hold back then.
Netanyahu said, say no more. He killed 1,000 people in Lebanon the next day.
I don't know if the number is correct, because this guy makes some numbers up, but I hope it was 1,000. I don't think it was 1,000, but I hope it was 1,000, because Israel mostly targets terrorists. I mean, they always target terrorists. I know there's always some collateral damage, but the collateral damage is usually small when Israel cooks. So I think he's exaggerating, but I hope he's not. I hope it was 1,000, because that means so many terrorists are not with us today. That would mean that so many terrorists are not with us anymore.
Same story here. You have this discussion on Saturday. A deal is within reach. We have agreed to a memorandum of understanding. What does Netanyahu do? The next day, he vows to intensify the fighting. He brags about how many Hezbollah militants he's killed. That's what they did on April 9th. Last year, when Netanyahu visited the White House, when Trump announced there was a 60-day window for Iran to negotiate a nuclear deal, the next day, Netanyahu went on television and said, the only deal we will accept is if we blow up Iran's nuclear program with bombs. So how are you going to make a deal when you're saying things like that?
Wait, so Amir is saying, Armin, how many views Nick had for this retardation? So this is not Nick's video. This is this person down here review of Nick. Okay, so let me actually check this. Okay, so this person who is not Nick is basically playing Nick, and he got 47,000 views just by playing Nick and agreeing with him. But Nick himself gets so much more views directly on his platform. But this idiot has basically found a money glitch in the system. Okay, he has figured out that because Nick is not on YouTube, he could just play Nick Fuentes on YouTube and agree with him, and then he just basically sit back and just gets like 47,000 views. And this is not even the original. Like the original video of Nick Fuentes gets so much more views.
And Iran knows we can't rein them in, because that's exactly what they did on June 13th.
In fact, Nick Fuentes is now one of the world's largest live streamers. And sometimes he gets to the number one in politics.
Is they attacked Iran's nuclear program with bombs. And they'll do it here too. They'll do it again. This is what they always do.
So Texas, most of them are not, unfortunately. Texas thing, I wonder how many of his views are hate watchers. Most of them are not, because most of the people who watch him can't tolerate him, and his live streams are really, really long, and he gets so many super chats, and he has a huge dedicated following. Unfortunately, this is why more of us need to respond to this. We can't just let this like go unanswered.
So that's a situation in Iran. And by the way, I told you that this would happen. Not for nothing. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Nobody even knows this, but the Biden administration tried to make a deal with Iran. As a matter of fact, that was the first thing he tried to do. Do you know that?
It's just, look, he's defending Biden now. We're trying to make a deal with the regime.
In 2021, it has since been revealed in the first year of Biden's presidency that the first thing he did was send feelers out to Tehran to try to bring the Iran nuclear deal back. That is one.
Yeah, he's like, yes, we know. Yeah, exactly. Like, imagine how stupid his audience is that he's assuming that people don't know that.
One of the first things he did as president. Nobody even knows that. And in
Sarah saying, but Army, you need to tag him with your responses. He's not on YouTube. He got kicked out of YouTube.
2023, just 2 months before October 7th, we had a prisoner exchange with Iran. We unfroze $6 billion in assets that were held up at a South Korean bank. We traded a dozen of their prisoners for 300 of ours, or maybe it's vice versa. And then October 7th happened. We were on our way. And more to the point, Israel...
Guys, is he going to try to suggest that October 7th was an Israeli plan to try to make the deal not work out? To try to... Is that the conspiracy theory he's going to be pushing here? Do you guys think that?
Provoked Iran multiple times in 2024, and Biden did not take the bait. It's only because you have Trump in office that it is this way. And it was systematic. They shut down the
Guys, this is the horseshoe. This is the horseshoe. This is the horseshoe in effect. You know, Nick Fuentes is telling people to vote Democrat. Did you guys know that? I've been watching his shows. He's telling his audience to vote Democrat. I don't know if you know that. Which makes sense. Which makes a lot of sense. You know, when Jew haters tell you, when Jew haters on the right tell you to vote Democrat, it tells you where the Democratic Party is at right now. Yeah, Texas knew that already. Okay. When Jew haters who are right-leaning tell you to vote Democrat, that shows that how disgusting and what the positions of the Democratic Party represent.
protests on the university. Good. Now we're not going to have a Vietnam-style protest movement among the young people. That's out of the way. 2, they gave Israel $12 billion additional military aid. 3, you had Mike Waltz, our national security advisor, who collates all the military intelligence and Pentagon intelligence to give to the president as military options. He was working for Netanyahu. He was working for Netanyahu, talking to him on an encrypted Israeli messaging app the entire time. That's why they bumped him as UN ambassador from the National Security Council. They censored all the content on TikTok because Trump secured the sale of the U.S. business of TikTok to Netanyahu's best friend, Larry Ellison, who now owns all the data and the algorithm for the U.S.-based TikTok platform. And now it's this.
You know, actually, this whole Larry Ellison thing that is happening. Where is it? Larry Ellison. I'm actually happy about the level of influence that this man is having. He's let me know if you guys agree with this, or maybe I'm not informed about it. But more, you know, he's a billionaire. He's pro-Israeli, and he's buying more and more when it comes to United States media. He's increasing his own media empire. So I'm hoping that's going to have a positive effect on American media in the right direction. So, you know, this is like a really, really rich guy that is on our side. Like his net worth is $240 billion. And he's buying up media companies. So hopefully his influence would be that more of these outlets would have a more pro-Israeli, go in a more pro-Israeli direction. This is good for us. Do you guys agree, or is there something about him that I don't know?
And now it's come to this.
Like, you would almost expect that this is like a bad comedy or something, but this is now the sad reality. And like, here you go. Like, this is your America First government, like in a nutshell, your Trump administration in a nutshell. Like, all these people, like, they were cosplaying, acting like they were like so America First. Look what they're doing now. Isn't it kind of weird that all their actions, like, they are saying all these kind of nice things to us, to their voters, because they want these people, they know that these people, they want to hear this America First, drain the swamp, make America great again. And just take a look at their actions. All their actions are like America last, Israel first, destroying America again, like instead of making America great again. It's and do you know what the most sad thing is? That people are almost like used to this now. Like, we are not even 2 years in, and people are just used to the fact that we are like losing every day almost as the United States of America, and that like many other countries, they are like winning almost every.
Imagine how stupid do you have to be to look at what's happening in America and think you're losing every day. United States strength in military, economy, and culture, between it and every single other country, that gap is getting wider and wider every single fucking day. And this person is an American, and he doesn't even appreciate it. Like, I'm not an American, and I can see that, but this person is an American, and he doesn't even appreciate that.
Day almost as the United States of America, and that like many other countries, they are like winning almost every day on behalf of us. Like it's so sad. It's so sad. And then again, like you
I
still have
mean, what data are you fucking following? Like, what are you even looking at to come to that conclusion?
people that's also like, you really think you sometimes I see like on X on Twitter, sometimes I see people that think that, for example, like JD Vance or like Marco Rubio, that they really can solve these kind of problems, that they are like more America first than Donald J. Trump's team. Are you kidding me? Do you really believe, like, of course, not all of them, but some people, or they are just like rage baiting online, or some people, they are like so ignorant, they're like so, or they don't have any brains or something. If you really believe that, for example, Marco Rubio or JD Plant, that they're going to be better than Trump, then maybe you should check yourself, because I can tell you now already, it will probably be worse with them. It will probably, again, like be Israel first instead of America first. But again, this is just my opinion. But yeah, it's so sad. Like, is it too much to ask for from like our own president, from our own administration, from our own government to put us first instead of like all these other people around the world, instead of like all these other countries around the world? Because it almost looks like,
Guys, how do we fix this level of stupid? Like, I'm genuinely trying to figure this out. Like, we as a community here, come to our discussion group and tell me, like, how do we fix this level of stupid?
it, but we all know it's probably, it will always be the same, no matter if we're like, again, like if you're going to vote for the Democrats, Republicans, it will always be America last, Israel first. And as long as we don't change like the political system, we will always be stuck in this cycle. We will always be stuck in this cycle. But again, this is just how I think about it. I'm very, very curious about like your opinion. Like, do you agree with Nick on this one? What do you think about like this Trump administration? Do you also feel like that they're like putting Israel first?
Kenny is saying you mute the video. The problem is that it will not make it go away. It will not make it go away. The stupid still exists. We need to address it.
Instead of America first. I'm very curious about your opinion. What is your opinion about like this great relationship between us and Israel? Please let me know in the comments. It's very important to say. I read all comments. I even try to reply to some of your comments. So please let me know as well.
Oh my God, this guy. All right, guys, that's it. That's it. I need to go get ready for Iran Revolution Live. Guys, obviously, the first thing we're going to be talking about is also, we already talked about President Trump's truth post. So I think unless something even crazier happens, I think that's what we're gonna talk about as soon as we start the show, which is gonna start in 20 minutes. So, by the way, guys, I really appreciate if some of you watch Iran Revolution Live on this channel, because this channel's numbers are, not growing as fast as we want, and the more watch time we get, it helps the entire channel get lifted. So just if some of you could help be on this side, that would be. And I also asked Goldie if it's okay if I say that, and she said yeah, completely. So she this is not me like saying anything that Goldie hasn't approved of. Okay, so that would be very much appreciated to be able to lift this channel up a bit more. And don't forget to like and subscribe and leave comments and all of that, so that we could get this stuff in front of more people. I really think that we need to do more of this. Let me know if you agree, because I think like we go over a lot of history, a lot of, geopolitics, a lot of political concepts, and we do two things at the same time. First of all, we respond to this nonsense, but at the same time, we are learning a lot together, using these people as these idiots as an excuse. Yeah. So Texas Trip is saying you can't fix stupid is an old Southern saying. I hope that's not true, because if that's true, then we're fucked. We're fucked. All right. So let me know if you think that's actually true, because there needs to be a cure, or else, Western civilization will be in trouble if that's true. Right. And thank you. If people are saying will do. Okay. All right. So guys, I'm going to head out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainian, Long Live America, Javid Shah, Payande Iran. See you guys in less than 20 minutes.